on live. Good evening, guys. This is myself, Jeejo, and that's yeah. So, guys, yeah, yeah. Of course, you're right, Ranjit. So today we are going to build a small desktop application. So generally, in normal, in every system, we have a calculator application, right? Yeah. So we are going to create that calculator application using ElectronJS. It's going to be a desktop application, and in ElectronJS, it's completely HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. Yeah. Of course. A desktop software. Yeah, not web, desktop software, but with the web technologies. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So now, let me just create a new folder. And, I'll just say calculator. Okay, let me add it, and so here I'll just open a terminal for that particular folder. Okay. Yeah. So first thing is we just need to initialize the npm. So I'll just give a command as npm init, which we'll generally do. So npm init will generally initialize a npm package, which is called as package.json. And why we need that npm is, so if I need to use any npm packages, I just need to initialize the npm first, then only I can use the packages. Okay. Yeah. So first I'll just give npm init, and so this will ask me some steps like my project name and author name, some a license, something like that. So here it's asking me a package name, let it be calculator, and the version name, and then a small description. I'll just say calculator and entry point. So it's just asking me for an entry point. So entry point is nothing but the initial file which I'm going to use. So here it's going to be main.js, and yeah, main.js. So that is a JavaScript file which I'm going to create. Okay. So now the next thing is test command. I don't need that, and git repository, it's optional one. Keywords are optional. So actually everything is optional. So here I'll just add my name and license, let it be, and it's okay. Yes, I'll just give y and press enter. So once I give it, you can see package.json file has been created here, right? Yeah. So here, so let me just yeah. So here I can see it just have the details which I give here. So now let me create a new file, because the main file is main.js, right? So I'll just give main.js, and once the file has been created, so first we just need to install some important package, that is the Electron package, because only if we have the Electron framework, then only we can create the application, right? Yeah. Yeah, ElectronJS. So we are going to install Electron. So it's very simple. npm install Electron. That's it. Yeah, so that's it. So only if you just, so actually you're not even working on it. By only watching it, you're getting those contents. Yeah. So npm install Electron. This will install the Electron framework from the internet. So once it has been installed in our folder, we can start working on the next things. Okay. Yeah, fine. So guys, if you're watching this video, please subscribe the channel and just like the video. And if you think you're getting lot of content out of this video, then share this video. And if you want this video in Tamil, we are going to do the same thing in Tamil live in our another channel, and the link is below. You can just do it. And if you want to learn ElectronJS, or you have to master something in it, so we are giving 1 hour free training in this particular thing. So you can just go down in the description, just click the link and just get a 1 hour free training. So guys, just register it as soon as possible. So you're going to, don't waste the time, just get the content out of it. So it's almost going to get finished. Yeah, so it's just installing the ElectronJs package. Then okay. So this generally takes some time because it's installing the framework, so it just takes some time. Once it's finished, we can just go on to the next thing. Okay, so now we can just see. So it is just a little bit 31% has been downloaded. So we still need something. So once we done it, we can just. And guys, if you just need tutorials in different videos or in different technologies, like it can either be design or development. So it like if you just need a tutorial in Illustrator or in Premiere Pro or in Figma or either in some technologies like Angular or Flutter or something like a programming language like Java or PHP. So whatever thing you need, you just comment us below this video so we can know what you're expecting from us, and we'll definitely make a video on that particular content. So once it's done, we can go to the next step. Still taking some time. So in the meantime, we'll just open the ElectronJS official site. So yeah. So you can see build cross-platform desktop apps with JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. That's it. It's pretty simple. So you can also see like what are the applications built using the ElectronJS. So these are some famous applications like Facebook Messenger, Twitch, Microsoft Teams. So this is Microsoft Teams. I hope most of the resource persons are using this Microsoft Teams more than Google Meet and Zoom. And Visual Studio Code, the one of the topmost uh, code editor. So you can see. So right now we are going to build an Electron application using the application which was built using Electron. So it's a pretty nice thing, right? So you can just see it's using the web technologies. So Electron generally uses Chromium and Node.js. So let me explain what is that. So generally, I hope you know, like if we need to run the JavaScript code in our system, like in our normal desktop or system, we need Node.js environment. So that is the one of the important requirement. And the next thing is Chromium. So generally, Chromium is nothing but it includes a V8 engine, that is a Chrome V8 engine. So through that Chrome V8 engine only, we are just running the application in our system. Okay. So actually, the thing is, the application which you are developing using Electron. So it is not only for Windows. We can also just make it for Mac, Linux, like all the platforms. So it is like a net, like Flutter and React Native. If we just have a single code, and once we develop the app, we can just take it for both the iPhone and users and Android users, right? Yeah, so like the same thing, the Electron is also, it's like a single code base, and we can share the code for both the Mac, Windows, and Linux, and we can easily get the things out of it. Yeah, so you're going to start in a minute once it has been done. So let me see. Yeah, it's going to finish, guys. So 44 seconds is remaining. So once it is done, we can move to the next step. Okay. So yeah, so before that, let me show you like what is the application we are going to develop, so you can just get a clear idea about it. So, so yeah, here is the application calculator Electron exe, and boom. So I think this is getting stuck. Yeah. So this is the calculator which we are going to build right now. So you can see. So it is almost like the calculator which we have in our normal system. So if I just put some numbers like this thing, so you can see. And if I want, I can also type through it. So if I just type 85, so and if I just put a plus symbol, and then if I just put 200. Is equal to, so 25. So it will just, so it's just for performing the basic operations. because here we are going to focus mainly on ElectronJs, not on the mathematical calculations. Okay. Yeah, so that's why I just have the 4 basic operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. That's more than enough, so we'll just do the other things. Okay, so if you want, you can just develop lot of things. Like if you want, you can also add like a cosine calculation, sine calculation, or a power calculation. You can add those things. Yeah. So let me take a look. Okay, so here you can see it has been installed, and yeah, fine. So now we just got the thing, so we can just move to the main.js file. So here we just need to set some initial things. Okay. Yeah, so let me explain. So the first thing is we just need to set the window size. So whenever we open a desktop application, by default it will have a window size, and once we after that we can either maximize or minimize it, right? Yeah. So first we just need to create the window, and we just need to load something. So for that, first let me import some things. So here I am requiring the Electron, which I already installed. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to import app and a browser window. So generally browser window allows us to create the windows, that is the application window, and this app is, it's like the heart of the application. So this allows us to handle all the functionalities. Okay. Yeah. So the next thing is I'm just going to create a path. So generally path is nothing but it generally allows me to get access to different files which I'm going to keep in this folder. Okay. So actually you don't need to install path, because path is a Node.js default, so you don't need to install it. So the next thing is URL. So actually URL is also Node.js default, so you don't need to import it. After this, so what I'm going to do is, so first I'm just going to say is to create the thing which is like the initial step. So I'm just going to come from the back, like suppose if we just close the window. So here everything is like a event listener. So I'm just going to add something like a event. So you can just see if app and then dot, and there is a function called as on. So this on will listen for some event. So here there is a event called as window all closed. So what this means is, suppose if I'm closing my application, then whatever thing which I'm going to give here will get done. So here I can pass 2 parameters in this on. One is the event name and another one is a callback function. So here in this callback function, so this has to be like this. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm just checking if process dot platform not equal to Darwin. So Darwin is nothing but if it's a Mac thing, I'm just checking whether if it's not a Mac, then I'm just saying app.quit. Okay. So why I'm saying this is because in Mac by default it just closes the application. So it just closes the process if the application has been closed. But in Linux and Windows it don't do the thing. So that is the important Mac, because it always stands out. So to reduce the consumption of our memory, it also stops the process. Yeah. So the next thing is, this is the important thing. So like app.on. So here there is an event listener called ready. So ready means once I open the app, so these are, so here I'm just going to have a callback function. Whatever thing, so I'm just doing this callback function is going to happen. So once I open the app, so here I'm just creating a variable called as, so let me first initialize it. Let main window. So here for this variable, I'm just creating something called as a new browser window. So actually browser window is a class and I'm just creating an instance of it. Okay. Yeah. So here inside this class, we just need to pass an object with some parameters. So inside this object, we are going to have something called as width. So generally this width is going to have this, that is the maximum size by the default size of our app. Okay. So not app, a software. So here I'm just going to give 265. So guys, actually, it is based upon things. So in each language, they say someone say either the desktop application even as a app, but most of them says it as a software, right? Yeah. So here first we need to set the width and height, and after this I'm just going to set the icon. So icon. So here I need an icon, so I can just go to the Google and just download some icons, but I'm just going to use the icon which I already have. So this icon which I already downloaded. So let me just copy this thing, and I'll just put it in my project folder. So here in this icon, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a thing called underscore dir name plus backslash img slash system.png. So here in this image folder, there is a file named as system.png. So let me explain what is that underscore dir name, why we need to give it. Actually, so while in the development time of your software, you don't need that. So without that, you can just run your application. But when you're taking it to the production level, that is while you're rendering the entire thing and taking it as a complete exe file, so everything is going to get regenerated and it is going to place in different places, right? The other time, the image is also going to get placed in a different folder in a different place, and the software needs to understand, like the software needs to know the correct path of the image, right? The icon. Yeah, so this underscore dir name will find the actual path, that is the root path of your app, and it will just add it before this, and after that you can just find the image easily. Okay. So, and there are some things which we need to add. So web preferences. So what is mean by this web preferences is yeah. So what are the features so my app needs to have, like in the development time? Okay. Yeah. So because during the development there are some things like so if I just need to check whether everything is working properly, I also need the console to open in the app, right? Yeah, so for that, those things I just need to set some features. So I'm going to set three features. One is node integration, and I'm just going to set it true. So here all the things are just boolean values. So you just need to give the feature name, and you just need to mention either it's true or false. So node integration is nothing but it's like I'm just allowing my node to take over the entire application. Yeah. So then the thing is world safe execute. So this is nothing but, so the name itself, it's a funny one. So what this do is it will allow the JavaScript to run in a safe and secure environment. And I'm going to add another thing which is like a controversial to this one. Allow running insecure content. So I'm also setting the insecure content to run in my desktop application. Yeah, in the calculator. So why I'm doing this is because like because it's a script, at last everything is a script file, and script file, like most of the log statements will get executed as a insecure content. So while giving this, we will not get any errors and our application will run properly. Yep. So yeah, okay. And now the next thing is, at last I'll just set the main window, and here I just need to put something called as load URL, and inside this I just need to set the URL path. So what is mean? So here what I'm going to give is, so let me explain why I'm doing this. So which I already told you that we are going to develop the applications only through HTML, CSS and JavaScript, right? Yeah. So right now we are working on the JavaScript. So JavaScript part is finished. The CSS file can only be added in the HTML file, right? Yeah, but we need to add the HTML file somewhere, right? Yeah. So this part is for adding the explicitly mentioning the HTML path. Okay. Yeah. So just a minute. Yep. So here in this URL format, I'm just going to give some things. Okay. So here first I just need to mention the path name. So the path name, here I'm just going to put something called path.join. and this is going to take the underscore dir name, comma, index.html. It is a file which I'm going to create right now. Okay. So this underscore dir name is already which you know. It will add the home route, and here the path.join. So it is almost like, so here I just gave dir name plus the route, right? So here if I just give path.join, it will directly create the path and it will set that as a path name. That's it. So we can either do in both the ways. I'm just trying to show you that there is also another way applicable for this thing. Yeah. So then I just need to set the protocol. So protocol is nothing but it's a file. So there are different protocols like blob, file. So there are a lot of things. So here we are going to use the protocol file type because HTML it's going to be a file, right? Yeah. So the next thing is slashes, and I'm just going to set it to true. So slash is nothing but I'm just saying that if there is some route, if there is a link, so just allow it. So I'm just saying that. Okay. So this URL.format will format it to a proper URL by having the file colon and then the URL path, and will just add it to my application, and it will make it run very smoothly without letting me to get some errors. Okay. And the last thing is, so whenever we close our application, we just need to close the view also, right? That is a window. So what I'm going to do is the main window.on. So if it's closed, so once it's trying to get closed, so what I'm saying is I'm just declaring a function, and here I'm just saying a main window is equal to null. So what I'm saying is by default in the main window here, once the app is opening, we are setting a browser window for this main window because this main window is just a variable, right? Yeah, so here we are setting the class instance to this variable, but once I'm closing the application, I'm just saying make the main window variable as a null. Okay, so yeah, that's it. It's pretty done. So we almost done the most wanted thing in the JavaScript file. Now it's time for us to move to the index HTML file. Okay. Yeah. So now I'll just create a file, HTML file, index.html, and here I'll just generate the boilerplate code first. So here the title, whatever I give, it is going to be the application title here. Okay. So here I'm just going to give calculator. After that, so I just need a style sheet also. So for that, I'm just going to create a style sheet, and I'm just going to link the style sheet here. Okay. Okay. And then the thing is, you're going to have a form tag. So inside this form tag, we are going to have a single input tag and different buttons. So here you can see. So there is a input tag. So here you can see this is an input field. So that is why whatever I'm typing, it is getting viewed here, right? Yeah. So this is the input field, and here we just need these buttons. I'm just going to do that also. So for that, in the form tag, so inside the form tag, first I'll add an input field with the type as text, and I'm just going to give it a name as txt. After that, I'm just going to give it a class named as value. Okay. And at last, I'm just going to set something called as read only. So why I'm doing like this is because so here this application series, I cannot directly type in this field, right? So you can say I can't even click there, but it's a text field. So that is why if I just set it to read only, I can only see the values there. I can't give the values in that input field. Okay, so then I'm going to have a span tag with a class named as num. After this, I'm just going to give this thing C. So like this, I'm going to, so also I'm going to add an event listener for this, which is called as on click. And when I'm going to click this, what I'm going to do is, So there is something called as DOM structure, which we need to understand. So DOM structure, it's like if I need to so because let me just show you a small sample. So right now, whenever a web page gets created, so this is how the structure looks. So there will be a body tag, and this will have something like either a h1 tag or a form tag or something like this. So inside the form tag, we are having an input tag, and we are also having span tag. So there are all going to be there. So what happens is, so all this entire thing will be inside something called as document. Okay. So if we just no, not like that. So it's a normal HTML thing. So in even in normal HTML, we can do this. So it's like to manipulate the values in HTML by using the JavaScript. So here we are going to do the thing directly. So how I can do is, so I just need to put document, and after this I just need to put something called as data calci dot text dot value. So let me show you how I'm going to do this. So first, for this form, I'm just going to give a name as calci. Okay, calci. Okay. So what I can do is, so right now what I need to do is, so whenever I click this span tag, like if I'm having number 1 or number 2, whatever it may be, so whenever I click this, the value needs to get added in this input field, right? Yeah. So for that, what I can do is, so here in this span tag, so I can just put a document dot calci dot. So after this, I just need to mention the name of the input field. So that is the text, and after this, I just need to put the value property. Okay. So this value property will generally allows me to add some values in that particular input field. So what I can do is, so I can just do something like equal to, and what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to make this as an empty field. So like this. Okay. So whenever I press the C button, so here you can see if I just type something and press the C button, it is making the entire thing to go wipe out, right? Yeah. So what I'm doing is, if I'm pressing this button, I'm just saying whatever value there, so just make it to a empty string. Okay. So like this, I can just copy it. So here what I'm saying is, here let me give the value as a slash. If it's a slash, then just put a text dot value plus equal to. Inside this, I'm just adding a slash. So what it does is, so whatever value already in the input field, it will add a slash after. So it will just append the thing. Okay. So then I'm just going to create another thing, which is star, and here I'll just add the star. So after the star, I'm just going to add a 7. So here the number is going to be 7, and here it's going to be 8, and at last here it's going to be 9. That's so like this. I just need to do it for all the things. Okay. So I'll just copy these 3 things and put it here. So here after this 9, I'm just going to have a minus, and here is going to be 4, 5, and 6. After this, so here it's going to be plus and 3 and 2 and 1, and after this I just need to add 3 things. So here you can see after 1 we have 3 things, that is 0, 0, 1, right? Yeah, so that are the 3 things which you are going to do. 0 to add a single 0, to add 0, and a dot. So we are going to create those 3 buttons. Yeah. So here I'll just after 2 it's 1, so it's 0, and it's 0, and it's going to be a dot. and at last, okay. So up to this, I think everything is well and good. And at last, here you can see we also need have a equal to button, right? Yeah. So for that equal to button, what we need to do is we just need to have a create another span tag. But here, this is not going to on click. We are going to do a different thing, because when we click the equal to, we just need to do the calculation, right? Yeah. So here this equal to, I'm just going to give equal to, and there is a function called as eval. So which is called as evaluate, and here I'm just going to give calc.txt.value. So what this generally do is, right now in the value, that is in the text.value. So this input tag, suppose if I'm having like this, in a string I'm having 8 plus 5. So if I just put it in the eval, so it will just parse the string and just make it as an integer calculation. So this is what I'm trying to do, and now, yeah, that's it. I hope it's pretty good. So here you can see there are three. So for the plus icon and the equal to and for the clear. So for these three things, we have different styles rather than the normal buttons. So I'm just going to have some different class names for that. Okay. So for the first thing, I'm just going to have a class named as clear. And for the plus, I'm just going to have a class named as plus. And for the last, for the equal, I'm just going to have a class named as equal. That's it. So after doing this, I hope everything is fine and good. So at last, so there is also another thing which we need to do, which is called as, so here in this calculator, we just need to create a file called as renderer.js. So actually in this file we are not going to anything, but in the index.html, so after this body tag, we just need to add a script tag, and we just need to link the file here. So let me explain why is that. So whenever we are running our application, it just need an empty file to just make some log statements, and it's just like a temporary file. So it will, so actually if we didn't queue it, what happens is it will try to create a file by its own where there might be some possibilities to get errors. We don't need that. For that thing, we are creating the file named as renderer.js. If we are doing like this, we don't get into any kind of problem. So I think right now it's well and good, and after this, yeah, so this is fine. So now let me go to the styles.css, and we are going to do the style part. Okay. So first thing is I'm just going to import a font from Google Fonts. So let me go to Google Fonts, man. So the Google Fonts, I'll just search. I'll use something called as pop-ins. Okay. So to select this font, we can just go here and click like whatever font we want. I'll just select the regular style and click this select the style. And here you can see we just got the at the import, we got this import, and we can just import it in the CSS file, and we can start working on it. So first I'm just going to set something in the root element. I'm going to set the margin as 0, padding as 0, and box sizing as border box, and font family as Poppins sans serif. Okay. So if I'm just giving some styles to the root element, that means my entire application is going to follow the same style, the same alignment, the same layout. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, now I'll just put the body tag. For the body tag, I'm just going to give something like, I'm just going to give a display of flex and justify content center and align item center. So this will just make all the alignments, that is will change the display to a flex and make the alignments to align themselves in the center. And I'm just going to give a minimum width of 100 VH and set the background color to a little bit dark blue color. Okay. For that I'm giving 091 921. So this is a dark blue color, so I can see here. See this. After this, for the where the thing, yeah. So in this HTML file, I'm just going to give a class name for this form tag. So I'm just going to give a class name called as calculator, and here. So for the styles.css, I'm just going to give the style for the calculator class. So, calculator. And for this calculator class, I'm going to give the position as relative and display as grid display. Okay. Generally, grid display allows us to create proper grid alignments. For that reason, I'm giving the display of grid. Okay. Yeah. So after this, what I'm going to do is I'm just directly targeting the value class. So here you can see the class value is in the input tag. So I'm just targeting the input tag and I'm going to add some styles. Okay. Yeah. So for this value tag, I'm just going to say something like a grid column span 4. So what I'm doing is, so take at least a span of 4 columns. Okay. And I'm just setting the height as 100 pixels and the text align is right, so that it gets starts the text will get starts from the right side. So generally in the calculator we have the text from the right side, right? Yeah, so for that property we are just doing this, and then I'm just going to set the border as none and outline as none, and I'm just giving a padding of 10 pixel and I'm increasing the font size also. Okay. Yep. Now I'm going to give the style for the buttons. So I'm just going to target the calculator dot span, and here I'm just giving a display of grid for the span tags, and I'm just making the width 60 pixels and height also 60 pixels because both those buttons are in a square shape, right? Yeah, so if it's a square, we need to say have the same height and width. I'm just giving it as 60, and I'm changing the text color as white. Okay, and then just changing the background color to 0C 8. A little bit lighter color than the background color. Okay, and then I'm just giving something called as place items center. This will make the number, that is a particular number which is inside the span tag, to come inside the center of the box, that is the button box. Okay, and last is I'm just giving a border for the button like 1 pixel solid. Zero. Okay, and then I'm just going to give something like whenever I click the button, so whenever the button is active, I'm going to change the style. So here for this calculator span tag, and I'll just add a pseudo listener, and here whenever the button is active, I'm going to change the background color to a green color. Okay, a lightish green. And then I'm changing the background color, that is a text color, to black. Okay, and the next thing is there is a clear button which is having a pink color, right? Yeah, for that I'm changing the color. I'm making it to take a grid column of 2. So span 2 means it is going to take 2 column sizes. Okay, and giving a width of 120 pixels and changing the background color to okay. And at last I'm going to give the calculator the plus sign, it's going to take a row, it's going to take two rows. So here you can see this has taken two columns, but here it is going to take two rows. So here this grid, I just need to mention grid row span 2. If I give like this, it's going to take two rows, okay, for that one particular class name. And I'm going to change the height as 120 pixels. And the last thing is for the calculator equal to button. So I'm just going to change the. Is it clear now? For me also, your video is just breaking. Just wait. Just wait. Let me check my. Yeah, now is it good? Okay, fine. So now the last thing is we just need to give the equal to sign background color. So I just change the background color to. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I think it's pretty good. I hope now we can just run our application and see how it looks. Okay. To run our ElectronJs application, there is a command called as electron dot dot. So here it's throwing error like cannot read the property load URL. Okay. So I think we just got some error there. So let me just see what is the error we are facing. I think why is the error coming, man? So everything is good. Const URL, okay. Format your name index.html, okay, fine. And slash s2, okay. Okay, load URL window. So showing you cannot see the property load URL, okay. New browser window, web preferences, and write and let's okay. So actually it's not a problem. So let me try to run it again. So what happened here? Something is not right. Okay. Okay. So the main.js file, let me check it once again. App browser window, Electron, const path, let main window and app.all windows close. Okay, we just here set the function on ready main window.load URL. Okay, so on close. So let me just run my previous application, just check a minute, okay? Whenever I don't know like why, like whenever we're doing live in this channel, we are facing lot of errors. So let me just try to run it here. So Ranjit, is a beep sound from your side? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, I hope here everything is good. So here let me see what is the problem main.js. Okay, I hope everything is well and good, but where is the error occurring? App.on, app.on. No, actually there is some problem, but I can't find like what is the accurate problem here occurring, because I hope everything is fine. Load URL, okay. Okay, I just find it out. Okay. So actually the thing is, so all this main window components need to come inside app.on only. You should not give it outside. Okay, that is the problem which we faced here. So now you can see if I just run it, so you can see my application starts, right? Yeah, but it's a little bit not in the proper alignment which I have. But if I just open it in the big size, okay, it's fine. I think there is still some styling issues which we are facing. So let me check here. Um, Styles.css, margin padding, okay. Span tag, calculator, flex, center, okay. Okay, so actually here, this is not min width, it's min height. So that is a problem which we got here. And also, instead of just giving electron dot, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set a script which is like start, and here I'm just going to say electron dot. So now what I can do is, so here I can just give npm elect. Oh, okay. So how much time can you hold on? Okay, fine. So I'll just try to finish it. Okay, yeah. So here now I can just give npm start. So once I do this, you can just see. So it is also going to be the same thing, and now I can just do the same calculations you want. And I hope here we just made some miscalculation, like yeah. So here instead of into, we just make it like this. So here let me go and change it. Yeah. So it's into. Yeah. Now it's fine. So it's not going to change here. We just need to close and run the npm start again. And okay. So now you can see, and plus 1 is equal to, yeah. And you can see when I hover the button, if I just click it, so you can just see I just get the not this type of cursor. So what I'm going to do is the styles for this button. So I'm just going to add something called as cursor pointer. So yeah, sorry guys, I hope Ranjit is out now. Okay, don't need to worry, we'll just finish this successfully. And right now, so what the thing is, if the cursor is pointer, we'll just get a pointer style there. Now we can just see. Can just see, I'll just get this pointer style when I'm clicking on all those things. Can just see, right? Yeah. Okay, so everything is working well and good. Now the last thing is, okay, we just developed all the things, but we need to know how we can just generate this as application, right? So for that, first we need a package called as Electron Manager. So let me install that. npm install Electron Manager. So okay, it's showing some error, like what is the error I'm getting? Cannot found. Sorry, it's not Electron. I just forgot. It's Electron package. Sorry guys. It's Electron package. That's the problem here. So, yeah. So this package will generally this npm package will allows us to bundle our entire application and give us an exe file which can be executable in the Windows system. So there is different ways for exporting it for like Linux, Mac. Right now I'll just show you how to do it in Windows, right? Because I am working in Windows, that's why. So now I'll just set a script here like npm sorry, so build, and here I'm just going to set something like Electron packager, and then a dot and hyphen here is here. So why this flag is because when I'm just bundling it, generally my source code will also get updated in the project, that is in the software folder. I don't need my source files in the software, right? In the application, I don't want to show my source code. So I'm just adding that flag. This flag will allow us to hide the source files, and it will not take the source files to the production node. So now here I can just type the command npm run build. So in the meantime, I'll just close this application and let me wait for it. Okay, So found electron. So this is just some warnings. You don't need to worry, guys, because here we just added electron as a dependency. So we didn't add it as a dev dependency. So that is why it's showing some errors. But it's a warning. It's not an error. We don't need to panic. And now we can say I got the project folder here. That is application folder. So here you can see I got the application folder, the calculator win32x64, and here is the exe file. And if I just click this, you can see I just got my application up and working. That's it. So guys, that's all. So this is how you can build a calculator, that is a real-time software, a calculator software using ElectronJs. And you can just see, if you want, you can just see how much the size the software is taking. It's almost like 180 MB. Okay, so that's it. So this is how you can build a ElectronJs application. Okay. So guys, if you thought you need to learn a lot of ElectronJS, and if you want to learn something in React, so don't waste your time. We are giving you 1 hour free training, and if you want the free training, just go to the description below. And that is a link. Go. Just give your name, email, and contact number. That's it. It's done, guys. So we'll just give you a call, and we'll just ask you the timing. So whatever timing you want, you can just get that 1 hour free training, and it will be an individual training. You don't need to worry, guys. Okay. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed the session, and of course it's too sad for us that Ranjit left us in the end of the session due to some technical issues. So you don't need to worry, guys. In the next session everything will be fine, and I am here, your Jeejo. And in the next slide, we'll just see to build a different thing either in design or in some other different tech or framework. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. And I'll see you in the next slide. Bye.